Friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. If it is your first time here, I am Rachel. Like I said, I do reviews, very honest ones. I cook, I do time and money saving videos, and I motivate you to stay active and healthy because it is not always about the body. Today I want us to talk about how we are going to handle these guys. I have so many avocados from my mom's farm. Thank you so much, mama. I know I need to share with people. I am doing that. Don't worry about that. I promise you I am doing that. I also know that they will probably ripen at once. Ziki ripen zote pamoja, what are you going to do? Maybe you have those meals unataka kumake nazo, smoothies, guacamole, but how much can you take? Remember, they are very, very healthy, but they also pack a lot of fats. 4, 5 or even 6 ways we are going to be saving avocados to use them before the other season it will party. So if you like this video, make sure to hook me up with a thumbs up so that someone else could get a chance of seeing it. So let us go on and save our avocados. What you need to know is how you're going to store them will depend on how ripe they may get. So if they are super ripe, you will choose some different type of storing them, and if they are ripe but not super ripe. First things first ni ku separate avocado zile just ripe but not too ripe, and then zile ziko katikati pale, not super ripe and not mushy at the same time, and then the super ripe ones. This is what we have. The first line row, the first line or row or whatever is for those that are not super ripe. They are ripe kabisa but not. Then followed by the middle one, hizo ziko ripe but not mushy. These ones are mushy. The first tip is to store them on your counters. Note that it is better you store them uncovered. So ukiziweka like this, they will stay for some time. Just pick the one that is ripe and use it. Also, better if you store them apart from each other. Does that make any sense? Make sure that they are not squeezed pamoja. You can put them kukiwa na space in between, but if they are together like this, they will ripen so fast. So that is a tip. Just pick the one that is ripe and use it. Also, don't cover them. That is a tip too. If you want them to ripen so fast, cover them in some bag and they will ripen so fast. The second storage option, you need a container. And so you put your avocados into the container. Remember, this should be for uncut and unpeeled avocados. So if you peel them and cut them, obviously the outcome will be different. They will brown and they won't stay as long as they want. If you put unripe avocados into the fridge, they are going to stop ripening. So make sure that it is ripe all through. You don't want to put it there and it never gets ripe or anything. After you put them into the container, you use a cling film. Uta cover here. What happens is, if you store this into the fridge, because that is the plan, when the air keeps on coming into the container, it's brown. So the best thing is to put the cling film cover on top. Just be removing the one you want to use and then you cover the rest tightly. They will stay there for a week or two completely fine and firm. So the next storage option is for sliced or for cut avocados. So assuming you buy this avocado, you eat half. We are thinking about the other half, how you're going to store it. Please note that for the avocado that you want to preserve, pick the ones that has the pit. Don't preserve this instead, and make sure that it is not loose. This is the container that I will be using, and the trick is to use a container that you have a tight lid. Kama huna tight lid, use your film paper and wrap it nicely. So for this, what we are going to do is use salt. Kwa kando, where you see the flesh, unaweka some salt. Kiweka some salt, unafunika. Ikiwa hivi itafika jioni kama ija brown, in the morning you are likely to find it intact. This is the same avocado that has salt, but one thing for sure, si kila mtu anatumia salt. Some people don't use salt for medical issues, and you are thinking, I want to store my avocado for some few hours or so. So you are thinking, what will happen here because I can't put the salt? So here is the thing. In a container, remember your avocado has the pit. Hujatoa that seed, the stuff that you don't eat, and it is not peeled on the outside. Cut a piece of kitungu. This is red onion, and put it somewhere, kwa side someplace, and then put the lid. After putting on the lid and making sure that it is tightly secured, what you need to do is refrigerate it. Funny enough, this will stay intact for around 2 days plus. Even the third day it might be okay, not browned or anything. But the disadvantage is that it might have that onion taste kind of and smell. But if maybe you're planning to make some guacamole or whichever way you'll be using it, you will be using some onion or onion spice, then you don't need to worry because it will already be a flavored avocado. So it might not work for everyone, but it for sure does. Another way you can freeze your avocados is to cube them, and then you put into the container and preserve them. Defrosting them, itakuwa the same. You throw them into the fridge, that is from the freezer to the fridge, and you use them, zitakuwa bado ziko sawa. And if you thaw and use the badge vile inafaa, then they won't be mushy or messy, and they will be okay. So remember to package them in a way that ni portion utatumia. So don't use like a big container. Like now you use this big container to freeze them, knowing that you will need like a small portion, because that will not work. Itabidi umethaw and then returning them back zitaharibika, zitakuwa good quality. What you need to do next is to put some lime juice or lemon juice. When you put the lime or the lemon juice, you funga tightly. So the next one is called branch and shock. So this is what you do. You boil your water. After boiling your water, you get your avocado. Already na peel zake, you're not peeling here. Iko na cloth, iko na hiyo jacket yake. So you dip it into the boiling water. After dipping it there for around 10 minutes, then you remove it. When you remove it, you put it in extremely cold water. That is the part where you're shocking it. And then you keep it. The browning won't happen for sure. That one I guarantee you, for days. But the texture of the avocado and the taste will be different altogether. So unless you're planning to use that in some like some strong food combination, kitu kama tuna or some other thing, then it might not work for a lot of people, but it really works. Those are some of the ways you can preserve the avocados that are in like perfect shape. So the one that works for mushy avocados is to scoop the flesh, and then if you scoop it, you mash it. After mashing it, you put some lime ama ndimu kidogo, and then after that you freeze it. It freezes so well. You can freeze in some tiny containers, or you freeze in some freezer bags. This will work very well. So when you want to use the frozen stuff, this is what you do. You remove the container from the freezer, and then you put it into the fridge. Tuseme unataka kuitumia like tomorrow, you remove it today, put it into the fridge, and use it the following day. It will be intact, no browning, nothing. But if you remove it from the freezer and then you thaw it, just like the way you thaw your beans and stuff, then it is going to be thawing at the same time browning. Lime, actually in lemon, so you can forgo the salt, but I will also use the salt. Put every other thing that you put for guacamoles and keep it, but I don't like when I store these onions and all those other kind of stuff. It's better you defrost it and then after add the other stuff. For me that works. This is what we have, and with of course the salt and the ndimu. So what you need to do is again put in portions za vile you consume your guacamole or your avocado thing. You can make like smaller ones maybe when you are alone and you want to thaw, or bigger ones when you're like a few of you and you will share that one. Just like the other cubed ones zenye niliweka, these ones can stay in the freezer for like roughly 6 months zikiwa sawa. The drill. Video ikiisha and you like the vibe and you learn a thing or two and you're thinking maybe someone else is having their fruits and they're thinking what am I going to do with all this? Oh yes, it is a fruit by the way. Please hook me up with a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe.